Hello guys, welcome to the bunny trail. This is Carla, your host. And guys, today is a very laid back day for me. Light makeup, no lipstick, no gloss. Sorry, maybe I should have put some gloss on so I didn't look so bad, but I've got a fever blister come up on my lips, so try not to wear lipstick or lip gloss. I guess I should put some like chapstick or something like that on. Anyway, guys, I'm tired. I'm tired. We had my son's wedding this last Sunday, and I left my drink over there. Oh well. Okay, so it was beautiful. It was very beautiful. I'm hoping somebody recorded it, but I'm beginning to think that nobody recorded the wedding. There was lots of pictures taken, but I didn't see. I actually posted a short that shows, pictures that some pictures that were taken, and it was beautiful. It was so sweet. Their boys was running around Matt's leg, going in a circle, between his leg, round one. It was really cute. But they were quiet. And then at one point, when the older boy, he's 3, when he started talking, he was whispering like this. And it was funny because we're always telling him, shh, be quiet, our inside voice. And I've never heard a whisper come out of that kid's mouth until the day of the wedding. And he knew how to whisper all of a sudden. But it was a lovely, beautiful wedding. I'm very proud to have the daughter-in-law that I have. She was very, very easy bride. A lot of them, you have a lot of bridezillas, but not her. Aurora and Tookie were the flower girls. I posted pictures. They were cute and beautiful. And then my oldest daughter was a bridesmaid. It was just a really, really nice wedding. Now, leading up in that day, it was very chaotic, very hectic. We were all exhausted because we put together ourselves pretty much, And so, and she was stressed, the bride was stressed on that day because she was having phone call after phone call after phone call, which when you're planning your own wedding, that happens because everybody's wanting to do it your way, how you want it done. So there's a million questions that are coming in all day long. And so she was tired from the night before. They had gone to Topgolf to play, and but it ended up beautiful. Afterwards, the reception, they just had food. They did have music playing, and some young kids danced, but my son is not a dancer. He doesn't, none of that stuff. He didn't want none of that stuff, dancing. So it was over quick, but it was funny because the forecast for our area said that we were going to have rain on Sunday. And Brian kept saying, it's going to rain. What are we going to do if it's going to rain? Well, she had a backup plan if it rained. We were going to go to the church, which was right down the road, and have it in the church. But I kept telling him, I'm like, you know what? God has been waiting for them to do this, and for 3 years now, because Lakin is 3 years old. So for 3 years, he has wanted them to get married. He's not going to rain out their ceremony. He's not. It is not going to rain on that day. And Brian went and quit. And I was like, you're a negative Nancy. Quit it. She wants an outdoor wedding. The Lord is going to, that's how we're setting it up. The Lord is going to make it okay. It is not going to rain. And it didn't. It didn't rain. About 30 minutes after we all got moved inside to the reception hall, the heavens opened up and it poured. Cats and dogs, you guys. Cats and dogs. It poured. So thank you, Lord. We'd already taken down the stuff outside that was outside her arch and the chairs, and we had done all that. So it was, it was nothing. When it came time to clean up, me and Brian had rented the place, the whole place. And so it was, if we wanted our deposit back, it was up to us to make sure it was clean. And everybody helped clear off the tables, pull off the, I keep thinking I'm looking down. I don't know. I'm going to pause y'all for a second. Okay, I'm back. I don't know. I'm too tired to even mess with it, you guys. So, Brian played his cards right. He did. I was so mad at him. We were all exhausted, okay? And of course, we didn't want the bride to do any of the cleanup. And she had already, like helped pull the tablecloths off and stuff like that. And she was exhausted. So she went home with the babies. And we were trying to sweep. And I can't remember what happened. My husband had to take a truckload of decorations and stuff in. We were going to have to come all the way back, which is 15 minutes out of town, so not crazy far away. But anyway, so he was going to have to take a load home and then come back and get the rest of the stuff. And he's like, so I'll be back. And he was taking the arch and a bunch of stuff. Anyway, so he left, and in the time that he was gone, it was like, I don't know if it ended up being like 16 tables. Me and Mason folded up 16 9-foot, let's see, three were 6 and the rest were 9-foot tables and put them against the wall. And then I swept the whole entire place, and then I mopped the whole entire place. And guess what? He gets back, and this is huge. This place is huge, and he gets back as I'm finishing mopping it. I'm like, where have you been? He's like, what do you mean, where have I been? Anyway, he knew what was waiting for him when he got back up there. He's supposed to be helping me, so he knew. He took his time. But we got loaded up, and I just come home, and excuse me, that's so tacky, I'm sorry. And now I got one of my hairs in my mouth. There, okay. So then, after I woke up the next day with a fever blister. And so when I've been through extreme emotions, and I mean, it really wasn't all that stressful. It was just bringing it all together, and it wasn't really stressful, but it was just, maybe a little, I don't know. But anyway, my body, whatever it was, says anytime I go through something emotional, highs, low, and it wasn't a low or anything like that. And I did cry a little bit. But anyway, anytime I go through something like that, I get a fever blister. I mean, it's been like they've been married anyway, but it was the actual sweetness of the ceremony, and his dad did the wedding. He's an ordained minister, so he did the wedding. It was just sweet, and it was beautiful, and it was perfect, so it was. And I don't know that I will, with all of my kids, I will probably cry at every single one of their weddings. And so, here lately, so it after Halloween, I think I did a video after Halloween saying that I was Halloween drunk, or no, Halloween hungover. Now I'm wedding hungover. I have been preparations for the wedding, and then I have been painting some babies. Now what I did was I just actually took a baby that I had already purchased from AliExpress, and she was painted. And a lot of the times the dolls you get from there are kind of a grayish tint, and they just have the minimum paint. And I wanted to add to it, make her mine. And so then I worked, first time ever rooting, and Christy, my friend from CJ's Little Ducklings, She's like, well, are you watching a video on how to root? And I was like, no, I'm just winging it. And I did. I just winged it. And she's got so much hair. And she's like, nope. Well, I've got her on a body. She's the Miley sculpt. And I've got her, I'm looking at her over there. I got a bigger body because I have learned that the newborn babies, I don't mess with as much. So I got a 0 to 3 month body and I put her on it. And so she don't look too bad. You know, I took off the lip paint that they had on and did my own. I put blushing, and I always like the red spot on the baby's foreheads. I gave her a red spot, which you really can't see because her hair hangs down so low. But the hair that I ordered, CJ, Christy had told me where she got her hair from, and she was right. It's fantastic. Fantastic. Super, super soft. The rooting was definitely a process that took a lot more time than I expected. It took me about a week to root her. But I did it way too thick, you know. So now that I've, you know, winged it, I need to find some videos, actually go back and watch some videos. I wouldn't say that she's mono rooted at all. There was several, you know, several places where hair was actually more than one. Sorry guys, sorry. More than one put in there in the hole. So, but she's my doll. I'm happy with her. And if you'll hang on just a second, I'll grab her. Okay, here she is. It's funny because I let Tookie see her yesterday. And Tookie's like, oh, and she actually had this little white hair bow. She had clipped in her hair and she had gone and gotten a diaper and she had put a diaper over the top of her little nightie outfit. But I'll bring her up close and I put some yellow tones. You can see like under her eye, you can kind of see some yellow tones. I put some yellow on her nose in the camera. Well, it's so dark in here. I probably should have turned on my overhead light. I like a baby to have yellow on their nose. So she has some yellow on her nose. I redid her lips and then I glossed them just a little bit. I used air dry paint. And I love this sculpt. I kept looking at this sculpt and thinking that I love her, you know, but I didn't ever purchase her. And then I saw somebody that I really, really enjoy watching, Caroline Reborn Night. I watched her, and she has one, and a Miley sculpt, and her name is Sarah, and Sarah is so, so sweet. So I'm going to hold her up here. Yeah, this is her hair that I rooted. It's sticking up. Well, she come with already painted hair, so I guess you'd say she has combi hair now. But here is her little hand. Now her nails are pinker than I intended because I just tried to take off what was on there, but I didn't want to mess up her fingers. I love how I blushed her fingers and everything. Can't really see a lot, but I like the blushing around her fingers. So anyway, her nails turned out a little bit pinker than I anticipated. And I glossed her eyes. Has anybody ever done that? These eyes, you know, of course she's an AliExpress baby. And so the eyes were kind of dull. I didn't have any more eyes to put in her. So I just thought, well, you know, I glossed her lips. I glossed the inside of her nostrils. I glossed her ears. And look, guys, Tookie left her mark when I was working on her. Tookie is an artist and she wants to paint too. And so, it's glitter fingernail polish. She got silver glitter fingernail polish on her. That's okay. That's okay. It was my fault because I didn't, I mean, you know, I did tell her, you know, you can't do that because Toddy spent a lot of hard work on her baby. And, you know, and now it's on there. But to Tookie, you know, it was beautiful that she had done that. So I didn't fuss too much about it, but I told her she could never do that again. So I can't really show you her feet, but so I had bought for any of you that is wanting to mat your baby because they're too shiny. Look, everybody, look at this quilt. My husband bought it for me because it's got Looney Tunes on it. He came home and he actually surprised me with this quilt. I was really, really shocked actually because he never think about stuff like that. And he did. And it's been a long time since he's just gotten something and just for the heck of it. And he did. I thought it was sweet. So I wanted to show everybody, if you ever want to mat your babies, this is from Amazon. Who was it that I was watching? Dolly 2, oh goodness, I can't remember. Very cute little women that do this, working on babies. And this is what she suggested. She said it takes the mat right out of off your babies. And okay, so I know it's backwards to y'all, but it says Ultra Matte Varnish AK. Of course, it's a little bottle. You can see it's right there in my hand, and that was $20. You guys, it's very thin, and so a little bit goes a long, long way. So I was told, somebody told me, so first put your matte varnish on, and then after you put your matte varnish on, then go back and put this on. Now this you can order off of Amazon too, and it is called Texture Paste Transparent Matte. Anyway, off of Amazon. I can't remember the price of this, but and then after you do that, then go back again and seal it with some matte varnish again. And you guys, I cannot even explain the feeling of how she feels. I love it. She's got texture. Of course, I didn't do the inside of her hands with the texture paste or the bottom of her feet. I didn't texture. Did I texture her cheeks? I don't think so. Maybe I did. A little bit, I guess. But I love the way it feels. It's not too much. It's just, I love it. I love it. So I'm very happy, very satisfied. I love this sculpt. And she was on a very small body. Look at her. I think we're going to call her Marley. I think. We'll see. I've already got a Sarah. So I've got a Sarah Lynn. So this may be Marley. I don't know. But anyways, so I have been doing a little bit of painting, and I have started I've actually started a blank kit, and I'm trying to do ethnic skin tone. Wow. It's definitely difficult, or just a different process. And so I'm watching somebody named Melissa on this YouTube channel, and she's is showing me. First she says you do your creases, I don't know if she said veining, but give me just 1 second and I'll show you what I got so far. Okay, so this is so I had started on the head, and then after I just did very little on it, I didn't like it. I found a different way to do the creases, and so I just stripped it off the eyes where I had worked, the eyes, the nose, the mouth where I had worked, washed that area, and then put some new primer on it, and I'll get back to that here shortly. But you can see I've done some creases here on this foot, foot, and then here on this leg, some, and on the bottom of the foot as well. So that's a little bit of process, and I know I'm not gonna. I painted a baby years ago. I'm gonna say maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and it did not it took me a while. It did not turn out the way I wanted it to, but now that the shock of the actual process, because at first, years ago, I was like, oh, I can do that, you know, and I got busy and I started doing it, and it was a lot harder than I anticipated. So it's been years since I've done it, and now I'm back to doing it, and my mindset is different from then. I know that it's going to take practice, and I know that this is something that I really, really want to do. So if I have to, you know, if I have to strip it and strip it and strip it, then that's what I'll do. But I'm excited. I'm very excited to be getting into it. And an ethnic baby at that. I mean, it's just, you know, completely different colors. So we'll see how that goes. You guys, all of this talk of Christmas, yes, I have actually, I've got my Christmas tree standing. I haven't spread out the limbs on the one in the family room. And then I got another one. See it standing right there? I haven't got it fixed up yet. I think I'm going to make that a Grinch tree. We'll see how that goes. And that's going to go in here. It may just go right there. I don't know. Either right there. I've got a 70-gallon saltwater fish aquarium that's got to go out. Or it may go, so it may go over there. I'm not sure exactly where, but I am so ready. I am so ready. I've been chomping at the bit. And Brian, you know, Brian and Mason are like, it's too early. You got to wait till after Thanksgiving. No, if we can watch Christmas Hallmark movies all the time, Brian, then we can put up our Christmas decorations. I tell him it's partly his fault because he's watching all these Christmas movies and it's making me ready for it. So I've got some fun things to show y'all once I start doing my Christmas videos. Hopefully a little bit more pep in my step. You guys, today's a very, you know, I told you today's a laid back day. I don't have but one baby, and that's because I had some meetings I had to go to this morning. So I don't have Tookie. I don't have the other two, the boys. I've just got the baby right now, and he's napping. So perfect time to do a video. I miss you guys. I miss doing a video. You guys, one of the reasons why I love this sculpt is when you're holding her in your arms, she is looking, it looks like she is looking directly at you. I mean, when I hold her, it's like she's looking directly at me. Back to her eyes. I put on some clear polyurethane gloss. Was it the satin or just? I don't know. It come in the kit that the waterborne kit that I had bought. I took that, and so I glossed the inside of her eye and the outside of her eyes, and then I thought, well, I had known an artist from Canada, Patricia Hunt. Was it Patricia? Patty? Maybe not Patty. I don't know. She was experimenting on her own doll years ago. Whoever it was I was watching. And she put the clear polyurethane over the eyes that were not the fancy, you know, expensive eyes. And you guys, I could not believe the difference, what it did. I mean, it really made her little eyes pop. I mean, it made them all shiny and pretty. I just love them. And her eyes are blue, and it has like some brown whatever. You get what I'm saying in there. They're really pretty. Now, I want to tell y'all that I have done eyeballs in a doll before. I did not want to pop hers out. I just didn't. I really would have liked to have rooted some lashes for her. I think I need to get a smaller needle for that. But until then, I just love her. I love her. She smells so good. I got a wafer inside. She smells so precious. Yes, you do. I'm probably going to pierce her ears. I saw a Miley sculpt on reborns.com a while back, and I had never thought of the Miley sculpt being a boy. Well, they had given, see, if you look in the light, this hair almost looks like a strawberry blonde. And actually, I think it was called a medium brown. But the Miley sculpt was dressed as a boy, and it had like carrot orange hair, and it had a faux hawk. Oh my gosh. But they're selling him for $900, and that's just and he was pre-loved, you know. I'm sure the artist or whatever was, you know, a good one, but I just, you know, I haven't been able to buy it. But oh, I gotta tell you something. I am so excited. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a Christmas baby or not, but I was able to get in touch with Yvonne at My Little Tulip, and she is going to be painting me a baby. Now, it depends on how soon she gets the sculpt. I ordered the sculpt and had it sent to her, and I'm not going to tell y'all. I'm not going to tell y'all if, you know, what it is, even if it's going to be a girl or a boy. I can't tell you. It's a secret. But she's going to be painting for me a baby. And then, like I said, it depends on how soon she gets the sculpt as to whether or not it will get to be a Christmas baby or not. But I really believe that she'll try to do her best, you know. And of course, you don't want to rush your artist either. So I'm very excited for that. And if you've watched Melissa from Melissa's Valentine's Nursery, she's got a lot of new babies that are going to be coming in soon. And so is Sandra from Sandra's Frozen in Time Reborns. Check out Taddy at Taddy's Reborns. He is an awesome artist. I know he's selling some babies that he reborn. Jack Frost, I think, is one of them. Adorable, sweet. Taddy, I'm sorry. I think it's the Darren sculpt. Now, I know you have another video out. I don't know if he's sold or not. He's adorable. I hope he does sell soon. So there's some shout outs to some really good channels. If you get a chance, pop in there. And what else was I going to tell you guys? So I'm having a baby made. I'm making a baby. We'll see, you know, how long it takes me to get the baby made. This next week is Thanksgiving, everybody. Are y'all going to do any kind of Thanksgiving video? You know, our traditional Thanksgiving dinner that we have is a ham, which Melissa said she liked the ham. Was it Melissa or Sandra? One of them said they liked the ham. I think it was Melissa when they were talking about when they were doing their last collab video. Was saying that she likes the ham that's covered in brown sugar, and then you stick the pineapple slices all over it. That's the ham that we have for Thanksgiving. Every year, I look forward to that ham. Now, that was something strange to me whenever my husband and I started dating back when I was 15 years old. When we went to their house for Thanksgiving, they would have potato salad, ham, a regular salad with lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and then they used a special lemon dressing, like an old-fashioned dressing before we had ranch. You know, handmade. So they'd have that salad and asparagus. They always had asparagus. And then, of course, the pumpkin pie and whatever pies they had at that time. Excuse me, my nose is itching. And so, you're so sweet. You're such a sweet baby. So that was just really strange. My mom, traditional for me, at, you know, my family was always we didn't have turkey very often. It was always chicken and dressing because the turkey is too dry. So we'd have chicken and dressing. We would have broccoli and rice casserole, mashed potatoes. Mom made brown gravy. We'd always have pinto beans, cranberry sauce. Love the cranberry sauce. Now the without the real cranberries, just the cranberry sauce. And then we always had pecan pie. Mom always made a cheesecake, and we would have a chocolate pie. And then we'd have some kind of dinner rolls. So over the years, we've taken from, I'm trying to think how far back. After my parents separated, my mom started having Thanksgiving with Brian when we'd have Brian's family too. And then Brian's daddy would come when we'd have Thanksgiving on with my mom for Thanksgiving. So we kind of now, instead of having two separate Thanksgivings, we've just kind of combined them. And so Brian's daddy will make the ham, and he will make the, what else? Oh, he's going to make the dressing. It was his mother's recipe, and it's always so good. So he's going to make the dressing. Ooh, I just realized my mom's not going to be here for that Thanksgiving this year. Who's going to make the giblet gravy? Bum, bum, bum. My mom is the giblet gravy person. She makes the giblet gravy. She's going to have to make it ahead of time. Give it to us in a bowl, Mom. Pour it in a butter bowl. Give us that. We'll just heat it up because we got to have that. So we'll have the giblet gravy to go with the dressing. We'll have, Mom's always the pinto bean maker, so we may not have pinto beans this year either. Mom! I'll make the broccoli and rice casserole. We'll probably do the potato salad this year. We'll have usually there's only like 2 people that eat cranberry sauce. Me, and I think one of my kids eats the cranberry sauce. Now, my oldest daughter, they just came down for the wedding. They live 3 hours away. So they won't be coming for this. And then my oldest son, Bailey, lives in Alaska, and he won't be making it for Thanksgiving either this year. But that's okay. I'm trying to think. So I'll have my Maddie and his wife and my 2 grandbabies. Then Mason and Aurora. And then Brian's family, his dad, his sister, his brother-in-law, and probably his 2 nephews will be here. So it's still quite a bit of people, and we will have, I will probably always make cheesecakes. And when I say cheesecake, you guys, I have made the cheesecake, the New York cheesecake with the spring foam pan, and I have made that before, but that's not the kind I make. I make a refrigerator cheesecake, and if you buy the Pillsbury pie crust, if you look underneath when you pop the plastic off, the top, if you look underneath it always and pull that paper, it has directions on a icebox cheesecake. That's the one me and my family love. So I'll make 1 cherry and I'll make 1 a strawberry. Maddie likes the chocolate pies, so I don't know if I'll make a chocolate pie or not. I'm going to go pick up pecans from my father-in-law's house this week. So I will be chopping, I will be cracking pecans, cracking some nuts, and chopping some nuts and getting them ready for the pecan pies. I did come across a recipe. It's basically like a pecan pie, but there's a lot more crust. It's called pecan cobbler. And it's everything that goes in your pecan pie, but it's but I think you also put a crust on top. I'm a crusty girl. I like crust. I didn't when I was little. I always picked the outside hard pieces of the pie off. I always picked it off. Or do you remember the Miss Baird's cherry pies you could buy that were like that in a package. And I would pinch off around it, the outside, you know, and not eat that. I do now. I love the crust now. And then we'll have either Hawaiian rolls, or we will have just those, what are they called? Bacon served dinner rolls. And you guys, okay, let me tell y'all something. I butter the rolls. My in-laws, okay, so when the rolls come out, they put butter, just lightly little butter on the outside. But if I'm in charge, I crack those puppies open and I stick some butter down in it too. I like my rolls to be seeping butter, okay? And you guys, I've been eating really healthy. I've been eating healthy. I've been losing weight. I've been on the Mounjaro shot, which I'm fixing to change to Ozempic only because it's cheaper, you guys, and we'll see how it works. And for all of you out there who can't afford the shots, okay, because see, I'm pre-diabetic, so my insurance is not going to cover it for me. It's $1,000 something for a month's supply if you want to buy it out of pocket. Okay, that's unless you get the kind that you mix up yourself. Tell your doctor you want the prescription for the ones that you mix up yourself. It's super easy, you guys. It'll have a liquid in one vial, powder in another vial, and it'll probably come with a syringe. You suck that liquid out of the one vial, you stick it in the top of the other. You don't even have to press it. It'll suck that liquid down into the vial, and then you just shake it, roll it, whatever the instructions, say to do, and then you just suck it back into your syringe, and you give yourself a shot. I've done it. It's easy breezy. You can do it too. And you guys, for the Ozempic, for a month's supply is $200. That's it. That's out of pocket. That's without insurance. Now, okay, I say that's it. I know money's tight for everybody right now. And everything's super expensive right now. That's cheaper than $1,000. Mine was going to be like $1,700, I think, dollars for the already made, and you just go and it injects into you. So, yeah. So going from $1,700 to just $200. Oh yeah, I can do it. I can do it myself. After I had my surgery before in the past, I've had to give myself shots anyway. You give it in the stomach. I've done it before. I've given myself shots before. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that hard. I've had 6 kids. So for me to say, I went from my mom, when I was little, I was that child that they had to call like 3 nurses in to hold me down to give me vaccinations because I fought. And my mom was included in with the group. And then, when you get about 3 kids in, your fear of shots out the window. You're giving blood all the time. Yeah. You epidurals and, yeah. I'm not a drug-free laborer. I want the drugs. I want in my spine, please. I want my epidural, and I want it ASAP. Don't give me that anesthesiologist is in with another patient. You get my anesthesiologist right now. Because I need it. But I deliver really fast. Well, and that's why on 2 of my babies, I was all natural. And reason being is because I deliver fast. And they're like, oh, you're such a good pusher. And I'm like, get it out of me. And then the baby's born. I'm like, oh, it's my baby. And you just forget all that pain. Well, okay, so for like 15 minutes after the baby's born, you don't forget the pain. You remember for 15 minutes because you're still having contractions. Anyways, though. Boy, I travel. That's why it should be called, my channel should not be called The Bunny Trail. It should be The Traveling Bunny Trail. Because I go through so many different conversations. But I ought to do a video on my births. I like to hear other women's birth stories. And I was talking to Sandra, I was texting her the other day about her babies. And all of mine were right at 7 pounds, 1 ounce, 7 pounds even. They were all 7 pounds something, no bigger than 7 pounds, 2 ounces, until Aurora came along and she had some issues in the late part of she was a little bit preemie, and so she was a very very small baby, but she still got to go home. After 3 days, we were there for 3 days. So thank you, Lord, that she was still healthy when she was born. She was just a tiny tiny baby. But I like to hear women's birth stories. Do y'all like to hear other women's birth stories? I like to tell. I'll tell. Let's see how far I'm already at. Okay, so I'll do another video and maybe I'll tell one birth story or two birth stories, something like that. I've got 6 kids, guys. um, well, I'm just going to go ahead and let y'all go for now. I'm going to go back to working on the baby that I've been painting. If y'all hear the music in the background, yes, I've had the music playing, the kids when they take naps. I've started playing Christmas music. It's Christmas ambience or something like that music, and shows pretty pictures on the TV. So that's what they've been listening to. I've already started playing Christmas movies for them. I'm introducing my grandbabies because, I keep my grandbabies. And I've started Frosty Snowman. And then at nap time, was it yesterday? Nap time, I let them, okay, so we have to watch all the Charlie Browns. And so, for fall, they watched The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. And then yesterday we did the Thanksgiving one while they were laying down. I always give them something to just kind of distract them from thinking about going home or what they've been doing, during the day. Just to get, and then after the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving went off, then I put on our Christmas music and they usually out. So, but yes, Christmas music has been playing. I wanted to do the decorating for Christmas this weekend. However, Maddie and Kendra are having their honeymoon this weekend. It was funny because I did a money tree for them for their wedding, and or a blessing tree, I guess is what you call it, and put a picture frame in front of it, and it said, give a blessing to the newlyweds, something like that. And so they through that and through other gifts that people have given them, they've got enough money to go on a weekend away, and they're going to Six Flags in San Antonio. And that's close to where his sister lives, so they won't have to get a hotel. They're just going to be staying there with their sister. But Brian and I, Grumpy and Toddy, will be keeping the grandbabies for 2 days. I should say probably 2.5. Saturday, Sunday. 2.5 days. 2.5 days, 2 nights. And I'm not sure how that's going to go. We'll see. I was hoping that her parents would take one and I'd take one and we could switch out, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So Grumpy and I are going to be keeping the grandbabies. I may have Tookie here for the weekend too. It depends on if her parents have mercy on me and say, well, we'll wait one more weekend, Tookie, because Tookie hadn't got to stay the night with me for 2 weekends in a row now. And she's really missing her Toddy. So she's wanting to stay this weekend. And I told her mom yesterday, I'm like, she can stay this weekend. However, I'm going to have the 2 boys too. And they got to see the 2 boys in action this weekend. They're like, oh my gosh. But things are starting to settle down. The boys have been coming full weeks for 3 weeks now. They're learning my rules. I want them to be prepared for when they go to an actual, in the ISD classroom. I want them to understand chairs are for sitting. Tables are for writing and drawing. We are not going to stand on the tables. We are not going to stand in the chairs. We are not going to jump on the couch. We're not going to pull the cushions off the couch. We're not going to pull things off the walls. We're not going to eat the chalk. We're not going to eat the crayons. But that it's important for them to still work those muscles and learn to use the crayons and markers and stuff like that. So anyway, you get what I'm saying. I don't want them to go into pre-K or kindergarten, whatever they're going to do, not having a clue how to behave. I call myself a pre-K, you know, getting ready for kindergarten program, and that's what I do. I train them to be ready for what their next step is in life. And so it's actually starting to get better. However, I am going, you know, I am a diagnosed insomniac, and I take sleeping meds because up until I started keeping the boys, I'm up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I usually only get like 4 hours of sleep. And that's just hard on your body to be only getting that much, you know, 3 or 4 hours of sleep at night. And so I started keeping the boys, and I'm going to bed like 8 or 9 o'clock at night now. I am still taking my sleeping medicine, but I'm out. I am struggling though because my joints hurt me so bad, and my shoulders are the worst. I hurt really bad in my shoulders and my hips. But Brian got me a heating pad. Mine had gone out, and I noticed that my joints weren't hurting me as bad when I put that heating pad on me before I go to sleep at night. Well, it went out. And so he got me a new one. The only thing is it's not very big at all, and it doesn't cover a lot of areas. So, I mean, last night was the first night I used it. You know, I still hurt pretty bad last night, but that's okay. It's gonna change for me. I know it will. I know it will. Things are gonna get better. Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna let everybody go. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join me. And everybody, until next time, be safe. Hug the ones you have next to you that you love, and tell them how much you love them, and just take care. Be safe. God bless you, everybody.